Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grim Reaper coming at you for another video for Raid Shadows. Hopefully you're doing well and hopefully you're looking after yourselves. Hopefully you're having a great week as well. It's a very interesting time in Raidshadowlegends, a lot going on, and honestly very busy in Raid right now with the fusion going on, the Ninja and Siege is all going on. Fire Night kicks off in 24 hours. We're just going to have a look at the Ninja event. I've already had a little nose at this and I know there's a different rewards across the board for different tiers depending on your level. But as you can see here, we have got a lot of resources, honestly, for Ninja. We've got some split souls, 15,000. You've got split the gold ones as well. We got 5, 4. You got a stone, medium stone, a legendary tome at 10,300. Legendary tome is normally between 11,000, 12,000, and we have a mythical tome as well. This is a really good move by Plarium, and hopefully they do this way more. Just talking about the resources on the side. So I don't generally do all the champion training events these days with legendary tomes, especially if once I'm over 40. I've used 13 today on today's video, so I'll drop back under 40 and we'll need a few more. So yeah, overall I feel like they're very decent rewards. It's a bit expensive for sure, but you know, a couple of gems. I don't get many mythical tomes and stuff like that. So for me, I will be going for the points. Will I be going for the Ninja Soul though? Probably not, because it's already 11,000 and you got 3 days to go. So yeah, I probably won't be going for that anytime soon. I don't really take part in these type of events unless it's worth my while. If they had like a level 4 and 5 here, then I probably would have gone for it. But again, I would probably watch and see how expensive it gets overall. Anyway, let's get into today's video. So today's video, I wanted to do a showcase over the champion because I actually have a copy of him and have a very strong blessing on him. And since his rework as well, he's become very good, right? And then we're talking about Noble. Noble is the legendary that empowers Ninja. So it's a kind of fitting with the champion training to go ahead of this. So what's he's recently had a buff. We're going to go through his kit and then I'm going to kind of talk about it with you. We're going to bring another classic champion in because you just need to feel true fear. So I'm not going to bring in Armads for this. I'm going to bring in a different champion who it used to be a fusion very long time ago for a Halloween. Let me know down in the comments if you know who I'm on about before we move on to today's video. So don't cheat. Let me know down comments now who you think I'm using. Anyway, so Noble's kit. It attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of decreasing enemies' turn meter by 50. If there are enemies under fear or true fear debuffs, this will fill the champion's turn meter by the same amount lost. Now, I haven't put any accuracy into him. I don't see the point of putting accuracy into him because it's the lowest damage capability. This is generally doing quite fairly fine as well. And we'll talk about multipliers later on in the video. He has a nice passive ability as well. Whenever a enemy turn meter is fully depleted by this champion, has a 75% chance, 100% chance to put True Fear debuff out for 1 turn. This would be great for Curse City. There is a couple of Curse City and Soul Cross stages where Noble was good, and I never used him because he was no good, so I didn't want to book him. But now this has potentially made me book him, so he will probably go into my teams. And the A2, he'll attack one enemy, will ignore 30% of the target defense, fulfill this champion's turn meter by 25 after the attack. If the target is under a fear or true fear debuff, decreases the cooldown of the A3 ability by 1 turn, which is very good. It's on a 3 turn, it's on a 2 turn, and the perfect set with him would be Merciless because this would give him a 35% ignore defense, which would stack to 65 without Ham Smasher proc, which is very juicy. You're nearly ignoring 100% there. Just wish you got an extra turn there, but you know, can't complain. It's on a 2 turn, so you know, it is what it is. Attack one enemy, has a 40% chance of decreasing the duration of 2 random buffs on the target by 1 turn. If this target is under a fear or true fear debuff, has a 65% chance of decreasing the duration of all target buffs by 1 turn. Not a bad ability, nothing too special there. We will go ahead and do a damage test with him now, and we'll grab some interesting bits of bobs. Now, going over his stats, his speed is very low. I think that does need a bit of a buff. His accuracy is a bit low. But his attack is really reasonable at 1500. There is better attack out there, but it's not too shabby. It's Force Affinity, so it's not too bad as well. I do want to do probably a video on him in the next couple of weeks in Hydra, because he has got an ignore defense ability here. And I do have 5-star blessings, so I can push that up quite a bit with the set he's got on today. So that's something we'll look at. I will show you the build and masteries, etc. Right, let's go ahead and do a damage test on Mr. Noble and see what he can do. Okay, so we're actually going to bring Jack into this. Jack will bring the truth is. I also have a 6-star blessing. I recently pulled a 6-star blessing on Jack, so I thought, why not bring him in for today's video? We have Arbiter for obviously increased attack, and then we have Lydia for the defense down and weaker. So it is a damage test. I was looking for multiplier numbers, but the information on the websites that we would normally get this from, like Amelia Love and Reddit or whatever, How Hades website, and none of the information has been updated on his multipliers. So I don't have accurate information on his multipliers. So at the moment, you know, it is what it is. So we just have to kind of make the judgment for ourselves overall in this damage test. So we'll start with the A2 because this is the juicy one. This ignores the 30% target defense, which should be very, very good. Now we're gone for 25 because it's good affinity for both champions. And when we'll start up with this, we're coming with A3 because we're going to get the truth here as well. And decrease speed. Really nice ability on Jack. Jack was one of my first ever legendaries. One of the ones I have a massive soft spot for. Let's go ahead and we'll look at the damage multiplier on A2. See how much we can do. 215 without Ham Smasher proc there. So not too bad in all fairness. Go ahead and turn this up. And then we'll play this ability. Do the A1. And then we'll do the... See, you can see here it's already ready, which is pretty nice. He is wearing a Merciless set, so we just get that back round quite quickly. And a Merciless must have procced, so it's basically give it on a cooldown already. Probably a Cycle of Violence as well, in all fairness. Let's have a look at the damage across the board. Slowed it down. 125 to 135, which is not too shabby. We'll do the A1 here. 85k, not too bad. I don't think Hand Smasher procced, but not too shabby. So let's go ahead, take him into the arena and see what he can do in the arena overall and see what we can do there. Okay, so we're not in Platinum Arena. Unfortunately, I'm quite far away because I've got a one-man defense in right now. Surprisingly doing some work on some people. Feel sorry for them because the stone skin on her. I don't really sit high up on plat because I don't really tend to push too much. But I'm not saying he's going to be a Platinum Arena nuker, but I think he has got a lot of viability now for PvC content like Curse City, Faction Wars, maybe Doom Tower. If you're at stretch, 3 versus 3 nuker for Force Affinity, really good option there as well with the right setup. And like overall, yeah, I mean, even Gold 5 a farmer, or even maybe in Live Arena further down as well, if you can take the right setup with him, that would generally do the quite trick. He doesn't need the True Fear so much, so I wouldn't like be like massively worried about it if you don't have a True Fear champion. But there is a plenty in the game, and True Fear is a bit, you know, funny or a bit weird overall. So I didn't want to bring Armads in because of how good Armads is. So I just generally wanted to kind of look at him. Now I brought Necrid in just to bring survivability across the whole team. And then Jack is basically going to be the Armads here, but a lot weaker as a CC champion. And obviously bringing that True Fear, which is a really nice synergy with Noble. We will need to be careful on Affinity. Obviously, we do have Affinity. That is a problem with most snookers. And unfortunately, a Monkey could go ahead and put me into a whole new dimension into Raidshadowlegends. So that's something we need to be careful of. We got, as you can see, we land True Fear across the board. We're going to open with the ally attack. which is 111,000 on a A2. And then we could come in with the A3. We'll give the A3 a very good go here. And we'll see what we can do. This with increased attack. 120, 130 across the board. Pretty juicy across the board there. Not too shabby at all. This team might be faster than us, but we're going to give it a go anyway. We do have a bolster set in after all. And our man is someone that might get sheeped, right? So obviously, if you do have Jack, I mean, why not? I'll have to use Jack a bit more now because of that 6-star blessing. I think he can also be used in Curse City, if I'm not mistaken. 101 there. We're going to go ahead and take out Armads with A2, 170, which is pretty nice. Ignoring big target defense. We're going to go through here as well, put block boss, which we didn't get. And then we'll go ahead and protect Mr. Jack from this. And obviously, if he goes ahead of bomb system, we've got something to kind of go back on. 110 to 90k there on Mr. Jimbud. Then we're going to bring in another warlord here against 2 bomb champions. So this could be a bit of an issue. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. We are speed tuned, so we should be alright against warlord. This will be kind of nice to see what we can do against lockout as well if he does happen to go, because at the end of the day, the A2 is on a 2-turn cooldown, right? So if you do get locked out and you do proc cycle of violence, it could honestly be quite consistent against like a warlord or Yumiko and stuff like that. Maybe not so much against Catrixia because of the affinity, but that's something we could probably look at some different time. Weak affinity, 18k, still hits fairly hard enough to do its job. We'll go ahead in a second, see if we can find some better teams. I was quite happy with Jack's builds as well, because with Jack's build, I just used complete broken sets. So I didn't have to worry about his build too much. And Mr. Jack is going to come and teach him a lesson. Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed in the animations on the 3rd form, if I'm honest. But, you know, it's something that is I suppose it's okay, you know. We're going to try and take on Inharmony. I kind of want to test him against Inharmony. His A2 won't work that well, but they are kind of the same kind of affinity. Duchess will be an issue as well. So we've got no abilities here, so we should be alright against. We didn't land True Fear there. That's a bit of a disappointment, but we can do an ally attack into Mr. Bombs. And then the 83 isn't too much. We do decrease the turn meter as well. So that dropping a turn meter, honestly, is pretty nafty to do. If I'm honest, obviously Harvest as well can steal ability there. Not too bad there with the Stone Skin. And we just got to wait for Mr. UDK to kind of do his ability or get the turn meter back round. So we actually steal the turn meter, the Stone Skin from UDK, right? So a nice little move there, which works very well. Now Inharmony's got True Fear, so we might be okay. We can go ahead and put block buffs out. We've got decrease attack on us. There goes a shield. Let's do revive. Kind of hoping that was ready. Wanted to take, I mean, maybe we can take the block boss off Duchess with Jack. No, actually, he doesn't do it this time. But we can get the block boss out there. Drop the turn meter again, which is very nice. I suppose against Nukas, dropping turn meter is fine. That can be quite nifty as well. I think that might actually be a undervalue in his kit, right? And then we've got the True Fear out on him, which is just gonna unprocced. So hopefully we can steal the Veils. That might be nice if we can. We still have decreased attack on us, which is gonna be annoying. So that reduces me down to 56k on at 83. Honestly, if you have like a warlord or something, this has been much faster as well. And then we can go ahead and go ahead. We've got a strong hit there, 55k on E3. Not too shabby, right? Then we have Armad's here, which is a problem. If Zeus runs faster, my Armad's not the super fastest, if I'm honest. Let's go ahead if we can see some other juicy teams. Okay, we've got Kale's dad here, and we can see what we can do against him. He's a very good champion. He's the best champion in P versus P, and we do have a cleanser as well to go up against us. So Ronda is a super good tank as well. So that's something to kind of worry about. We're going to try and kill Kale's dad. We won't kill him anyway because of the his abilities, right? We could try and drop some turn meter. We just one shot. Okay, now we're talking. We just one shot everyone there with his 83 ability. So he definitely do some stuff, and he can definitely one shot a lot of teams if you can get the good builds on him. Obviously, that's the same with any nuker. We got Mr. Georgie here with a torment. I'm actually gonna drop Necrit because we need to be faster and bring block buffs against Armads. So CP is the fastest champion on my account. Now you could also put Harvest in a shield set. He's actually really good in a shield set. A lot of people ran him back in the day in shield sets, right? And that was something that a lot of people did. So you could also go the same kind of style of build as I've done here, and I'll go ahead and show you the build in a second once we finished. For Jack, and then we can also probably cop the stats. Maybe not as much speed as we got because he's around about 360 speed, but obviously the blessing really helps with that 6-star blessing. Never been able to port any copies of him. Never really wanted any copies of him. So he's good affinity against Kaimar, which is another useful factor that you could take into consideration. As well, you don't need a true fear champion, but if you just happen to have Jack and you've got him sitting there, I think they make a fantastic duo for 3 versus 3, especially in lower level of arena for that. And then you just come in again, just go pop, and then it's fantastic. It's over. It's quite satisfying as well. We've got quite a few mythicals here. Let's have a look how we do against this. We should be faster. Actually, yeah, we do have a 6-star sheep to kind of worry about. I think we should be faster. I'd like to think we're going to be faster. We've got 3 mythicals. It's only level 71, but mythicals is like facing 6 champions. There's definitely 2 champions in one. So he's like 7 against 1. Armad is probably the most broken legendary in the game. I don't think Hale's dad is as broken as him. But that's my personal opinion. Now, if you don't land the true fear, you do sleep him, which is pretty nice. I do want to go ahead and kill Lizard, which should be good. 70k there, more or less. And then we're going to go for a one-shot, which we do. Get Armads, which is fairly fine. We'll land the true fear in there as well. He's going to come through and do that, which is not what we want to see, but we do have 6-star sheep to kind of worry about. 80k there. We drop his turn meter, might be enough. With good affinity. Mr. Jack dies. Maybe. Honestly, mythicals are a different problem. Yeah, we're not going to win this one because of the mythicals, unfortunately, and Armads. We needed to one-shot straight away, but it's a good test to kind of see what he can go up against. I'll beat this guy offline, which we're a different team. Later, Mr. Siggy will be looking at that and be creaming in his pants for the revenge. We're going to go ahead and carry on against a few more people. We got Mafala here. There's no damage dealer in there, so there's no point taking them on. I'll put Sifi back in this one. I think he's great against UDK as well once you lose the stone skin. And if you got Jack again steals stone skin on the A1, which is again which we saw earlier, which is very, very useful. And then we just pop through like that. Gonna get the extra turn because we steal the turn meter. And it's basically night there. Right, let's have a look at his build then. And we'll have a look at Jack's build as well. Iranian process. Now there is a couple of ways that you can build him as a nuker. For classic greener, we went with double savage accessories, and I try not to use my best gear for this today for this showcase, but we did use a 6-piece merciless. So for classic arena, speed of 190 to 170 is perfectly fine for gold 5, low level arena as well. For live arena, you need to be like minimum 210, 220, and then like if you want to go gold 3, for example, 250 for the average nukers. But if you've got stone skin, a 4-piece stone skin, that's also a very viable build. 1-piece savage and 1-piece stone skin would be a very nice build on him. The critical damage is coming in at 306. Accuracy we left at 207. Wasn't too bothered about that. And then attack is coming in at 7,220. Now I could pump these stats up much more, but I didn't want to. This is what we're running across the board. So we got tap chest with tap boots, critical damage, and then just like some speed, critical rate, critical damage, and tack some stat across the board. Got triple speed there. I actually got a quad in this faction somewhere as well, if I'm not mistaken. So I could have made him faster. Is it on? Yeah, so it's on here, right behind my head. I could have also put this on as well. So that is one thing we could have done. Okay, I thought I was sitting in front of the gear. For blessings, actually, there's a few blessings that you could run. I think Harvest Cast with like Necrid and stuff is very strong. Then obviously you could try stuff like honestly, Life Harvest could be a fun one. Kraken Roots doesn't hit hard enough. Phantom Touch might be okay. Soul Reaper might be fun on him for like PvZ, like Curse City. You could also go Sheep if you have 6-star. And yeah, Nature of Wrath doesn't really do anything on him. So I think for me, like Harvest Cast is the strongest one on him by a mile, really. 6-star as well, Cushion Ram for PvC, like City and stuff would be key. And then this is the masteries. Now he's ignoring quite a bit of defense already with the his A2 ability, which is going to hit very hard on Helm Smasher, and the ignore defense for 35% from the Merciless, which is very, very nice. So these are the additional masteries I'd run for Arena. Retribution is quite good for A1. His A1 does do quite a bit of damage. Cycle of Violence, especially if you're not running Merciless, is key. Optimus, if you're running something like True Fear or Armads with stuns, any of this stuff kind of really works as well. And then Shield Breaker as well. I'm going to try and take him out in Live Arena and get a couple of videos on him in Live Arena. I don't really think he'll come into my setup because I'm in Gold 4 and I have got much better nukers than himself, if I'm honest. But I think we might try to get him in a couple of fights over the next few days. And so keep an eye on my Live Arena videos just for a bit of fun. The gear is actually free gear that's just sitting around on my account, so the stats are not being stolen from my other nukers. Like I would normally take my Merciless set from Sigford, right? So I could even juice him up maybe a bit more. I'm kind of curious to see what Sigford's gear would probably bring him. So yeah, I could go like 344 critical damage, but his attack just dropped by 500. That's not all Sigford's gear though. This is Sigford's gear. So this is probably what I'd run for Live Arena, which would be the ideal build for Merciless. A bit more speed, like, but yeah, losing the attack. You know, we can bring more oil in and we can glyph, etc., which is perfectly fine. But the gear that's sitting there, pretty juicy. Which is Monkey's old gear before I changed him. So let me show you Jack's build very quickly. Jack's build is basically just broken sets. And to be honest, the only reason I used him because I already knew his truth booked and stuff like that. So you should see here 3 masteries. He's had the same masteries for 3.5 years. Eagle Eye is the main one I care about, in all fairness. And yeah, like I speed tune him, but like I said, shield set, bolster set, very ideal because it's HP based. He has very high HP. He used to have one of the highest in the game, but he has definitely dropped over the years as well. So this is broken set gear, and gear that's just lying around on my account doing nothing. So we thought, why not pull it on and kind of show out how good my gear is across the board. So that's about it for me and Noble. Is Noble worth the books now? Is he worth the investment? Yes, I think like if you are very short on nukas, most people don't have a lot of nukas. About 90% of the community don't have like a lot of top tier nukas. He's definitely top tier now. He'll definitely do some damage. He cycles through, his ability is really, really nice. And we'll take him on a test for Hydra because of that ignore defense. So I'll probably change up his build a little bit, make him faster, keep him the merciless, and then maybe drop some cruelty blessing on him to see what he can do next week later on. So keep an eye out for that video. I'll try and make it like a 10-minute, 20-minute video, so probably won't push it all away, but we will compare him to my absolutely god of a beast, Carnage, who is a mythical. He will outdamage Noble, or will hope so anyway, who is pretty much one of my best damage dealers for Hydra, especially for Brutal and Nightmare. So that's about it from me. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I've been Grim Reaper. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.